Yo, what's going on, guys? It is Online here. Welcome back to another video. So guys, today I'm going to be bringing you my first life story, and it's going to be about the PlayStation 4 and pretty much the whole midnight experience that I had, and pretty much what happened the day after, and me just getting my PS4, which was really exciting. I was actually thinking about today in science class, and I was like, good memories, and I figured you guys would probably like the story, so I figured why not tell you guys. So if you guys do end up enjoying the video, please leave a like, and let's get right into the story. So this was 2 years ago in November, and at the time I was in 7th grade, so I was probably around 13 years old at the time, and I just got home from school. I remember the whole entire day I was just watching PlayStation 4 videos from my GN, kind of like the pre-launch videos that they had, kind of the exclusive, like before it came out. They'd give the reviews on the games and just ultimately unbox the system, and I was just watching the videos pretty much all day up until nighttime, until it was time to, start getting the PlayStation 4, and pretty much that's all I did was from like 3 o'clock when I got home to pretty much 7 o'clock until when my dad picked me up from my mom's house. And yeah, so what the cool thing is the next day I didn't have to go to school at all because my dad and my mom coordinated it where I could actually skip the whole next day of school. Keep in mind it was Friday, so it wasn't like I'm skipping a random day in the school day, so I pretty much skipped Friday and I got to play the whole entire weekend. Probably one of the best experiences of my life. So my dad picked me up at 7 o'clock and we went to go out to dinner. I think it was like Baja Fresh or something like that. And afterwards we went to GameStop to go get our ticket number, and we were like ticket number 32 or something around there. It was like in the 30s or 40s. And pretty much they held the whole entire ticket system, so when you came back, they had people in order of like line of when they got their ticket and stuff. We already had the system pre-ordered, so we just had to get a ticket showing them our receipt and then come back at a later time. So we ended up going to Party City on the way home, and I remember getting, like, this kind of blue anonymous mask, because at the time I didn't show you guys my face yet. I was still planning this cool, like, face reveal video, which I never ended up really doing, like, a cool little skit video showing my face. I kind of just showed you guys and just made a little, like, live face cam commentary, but I just remember getting this blue anonymous mask, just planning to, oh yeah, I'm gonna surprise my fans, get this cool mask, and never ended up using it, which is kind of a bummer. But by the time I got home, it was about 8 o'clock, and we barely made it to the whole kind of PS4 pre-launch thingy, that they had on Spike. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys watched it, and pretty much they showed off trailers, and then Naughty Dog showed off Left Behind, which is, obviously you guys know what Left Behind is. Pretty much it was this DLC that Naughty Dog made, which was about Ellie and her friend Riley. I think I don't need to explain this, I'm just gonna stop there, but you guys know what I mean. But after that, they said that they had something else to show us, and they showed off Uncharted 4, which at the time was just named Uncharted, and I was just completely shocked, guys. I was so hyped for the game. Keep in mind that this whole entire year, we were expecting it to come, revealed at E3, like they did with Uncharted 1, before the actual system, and kind of make it like a system seller, and I remember everybody being bummed, me including. So when they showed this off, everybody was just so excited. I was actually more excited about the actual game than the PS4 that I was about to get in about 2 or 3 hours here, so I was just completely shocked, and I just remember on Twitter, I was following Robin at the time, and he just like, boom, Uncharted 4 was announced. I specifically remember him tweeting that. I'm pretty sure you guys watched that, so yeah, it was pretty insane. That was probably like one of my favorite moments of pretty much being like waiting for Uncharted. So after that, we ended up going towards, GameStop to finally get our PS4. This was about 11 o'clock after the thing finished, and we had to wait a couple hours because that was the East Coast one, so they were like 3 hours ahead. So after like waiting a couple hours, we ended up go there, I think it was around 10:30, 11, and went to go wait in line. We ended up waiting in line for a good maybe 30 minutes, and then they started letting people in about 15 minutes before the actual midnight release. For the people that had their tickets, they just showed up, like if you're ticket number 1, you'd be first, so etc, etc. And since we had the ticket number 30, or I think it was 30 or maybe 40, but since we were back there in the numbers, pretty much we had to wait 15 minutes, so we ended up getting in the store around midnight, like when we were supposed to, but our store let us in 15 minutes earlier. So we ended up getting in the store, and actually I kind of knew the guy that was working there for that night. I'm not gonna say his name, I'm just gonna say his name was Jack. Let's just say his name's Jack, because I don't want to give any specific names just in case he watches this video, which I highly doubt he will, but I don't want to expose his name, so pretty much we could say Jack. Okay, so Jack pretty much greeted us, and we got our system, and we got out of there. We didn't want to make a whole big deal, we just wanted to get out there and play our systems. I'm pretty sure everybody had that mindset that night, because we were waiting like 11 months for the system, and finally we got it in our hands, so we were out there like zip, and I'm pretty sure everybody else was, because we wanted to get home and plug it in and play Battlefield 4 or whatever game people got for that. Pretty sure it wasn't Call of Duty Ghost, haha. But yeah, on the way home, I remember having the system in my hands, and I was just like, finally, after 11 months, I was just happy to have this thing in my hands, and just moving away from the PS3 felt like, such a dream. So when we got home, my dad helped me record an unboxing video, which I still believe I have on my phone to this day, but we never ended up uploading it because I thought it was total trash, and I thought it was just very bad, so I didn't want to upload it. I felt it wouldn't, match up with my kind of standards on my YouTube channel here, but I immediately hooked it up afterwards and signed my PSN in and all that jazz, and the first game I played, guys, was Knack. Yeah. Don't ask me why. That was just something I wanted to play at the time, and it was completely not my game. The game itself wasn't bad. I actually enjoyed the game itself, but it just wasn't my type of game. And after an hour, my dad went to bed. Keep in mind, guys, this was like at like 1:30 a.m., so he was pretty much a trooper for staying up with me. And I ended up playing another hour on Battlefield 4, which was really addicting. The multiplayer is probably still one of my favorite games on the PS4 to play for multiplayer-wise. And I decided to hit the sack because I didn't want to be too tired out that I wouldn't be able to play tomorrow. Keep in mind, guys, I did have school off the next day. So I went to bed, and I remember waking up in the morning just like, yay, I got the whole entire day to play, or actually the weekend itself. And I remember diving through Battlefield's 4 campaign and probably beat it in about 2 days, one day, because I was like, switching from game to game to game. And I actually saved Knack for my dad because we were going to play it together co-op, and that was actually pretty cool. But I had to wait for that game, but I didn't play that game much. I pretty much played Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag, and Battlefield 4, pretty much all the games. I never touching Killzone Shadowfall, but again, that game wasn't my game. Pretty much the PS4 launch games were not my type of games, and I just didn't like the exclusives that they had. I like the exclusives now, like, Infamous Second Son, and all those games, but Killzone Shadowfall and Knack really didn't do it for me, so I stick with the third-party games like Battlefield 4 and Assassin's Creed, and yeah, pretty much those type of games, and Madden and all that jazz. I remember I didn't like the UI in the beginning of, the PS4. I thought it was, like, completely kind of, like, it just wasn't for me, and I remember being, like, all downy on that. I was like, oh, this system's so well, but I don't like the UI, which I don't even know why. Everybody loves the UI, but I just didn't like it, and it ended up growing on me, and I ended up liking it better than the PS3 to this day. But anyways, guys, that's it for the story. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know if you have a similar story, because I'd love to hear it, guys. And yeah, it's 2 years later, and I freaking love my PS4. I upgraded it to 2 terabytes, because obviously 500 gigabytes was only enough to store like 5 games, pretty much my launch title games. So I ended up having to delete some games, and then ended up uploading the storage to the cloud, and all that jazz. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out, guys.